Hello and welcome to My Stock Tutorials with Shane. In this video, we will cover access control settings. What is access control settings, who it applies to, and how do you set it up? So what is access control settings? Well, it simply is to allow the owner of the business to give explicit access to certain types of actions of the software to a certain type of user. So who are these users? These users are your inventory managers and your inventory clerks. As the owner of the business or the inventory admin, they have full access to the whole of MyStock. So everything that's on the left here, all of the actions and features that MyStock offers is access to the owner and the inventory admins. The explicit access that is granted would be to your inventory managers and your inventory clerks. So let me explain to you how it looks. If you have a look over here, you'll see that this is the access settings potential. So what this basically means is that as an owner or an inventory admin, you will always have access to all the types of actions that MyStock can offer. But for the inventory managers and the inventory clerks, they are slightly different. For an inventory manager user level, they have the potential to have access to all of the features that MyStock offers. And that means that they need to be given explicit access control to be granted to them. The inventory clerk is also similar to the manager. However, there are certain amount of actions that they have impossible access to be granted. That means such things as your month end, to be able to cancel an outstanding receive stock, reports, settings, completing initial stock takes, and recounting of stock takes. They will never have access to any of these types of features. So if we go back to MyStock, you will see to set it up, you go to your settings, access control, and before this is available for the staff members, how you actually set it up would be on your admin. So your tall order back office, under your staff, these staff members who are set up as inventory clerks, you will see here as their inventory user level, they will be either a clerk or a manager. This is what your access control applies to, is these two types of users. So if we go back to MyStock, these two types of users will be the staff that will show up on your access settings. So if, as you can see over here, I have set it up in a way that shows what these staff members have access to and what they do not. So this staff member here is an inventory manager. So therefore they have access to everything as I've granted it to them. However, the inventory clerk, you can see, even though I have set it up for them to be yes, it will still not show here. So that means that an inventory clerk does not have access to month end. It does not have access to cancel outstanding receive stocks, reports, settings, as well as completing initial stock takes and recounting. You can simply edit these by saying, if I do not want the inventory clerk to have access to everything that they can, I can simply select a few things of which I do not want them to have access for. I can go to the edit settings and I can deselect them. I can take away the access for them. And you will see that their name has been removed here. So what does that mean? That means that when they sign in, there will be certain things on their menu here that they will not have access to or see. They will not be able to do any stock reductions, or they won't be able to do any purchase orders. So if they had to open up their stock orders, purchase orders would not be visible for them. Neither would stock production. And that is how you set up access control.